Does Jesus exist? 2,000 years ago, that question wouldn't have even been asked. That's simply because Jesus was alive and well in a small village in the land of Israel. Had you seen him for yourself, you most likely would have considered him to be an average-looking Jew. But he certainly wasn't average. He spoke like no other spiritual teacher ever had. He proclaimed himself to be the Son of God. He forgave people's sins while he was on earth. He foretold his own death and performed verifiable miracles that even his enemies couldn't refute. His life, death, and resurrection were so powerful that he started a movement which remains in existence and continues to spread across the globe almost 2,000 years later. Since millions of first century Jews lived, died, and faded away, just the fact that you're even wondering if Jesus exists says something about him. But let's get to the heart of the question. You see, the modern atheistic community, they've determined to deny and reject all things that bear any hint of the spiritual or supernatural. And for this reason, many of them not only claim Jesus was not the Son of God, but they claim that he never even lived on earth. With all due respect, this accusation is nothing short of ridiculous. Jesus' life is one of the most historically documented lives in all of ancient history. Now, any person who wanted to discover the truth about Jesus' life should begin by looking at the books of the New Testament. You see, the atheistic community claims that these books can't be used to prove that Jesus lived on earth because they're biased. Well, this claim fails for two reasons. First, the atheistic writings themselves are biased, but none of these writers claims that his or her own writings should be rejected. And second, the New Testament documents are, even from a secular point of view, the most historically reliable documents penned from the first century. World-renowned archaeologist Nelson Gleck once said, quote, "It may be stated categorically that no archaeological discovery has ever controverted a biblical reference. Scores of archaeological findings have been made which conform in clear outline or exact detail historical statements in the Bible," end quote. You see, the Bible is accurate history, and it documents the life of Jesus Christ at length. You know what, though? Even if we didn't even have the Bible, even if we didn't have the documents of the New Testament, we would still be able to establish the fact, the historical fact, that Jesus Christ lived. A man by the name of Josephus, well-known Jewish historian, mentioned Jesus twice. He wrote about a man named James, the brother of Jesus, who is called the Christ. Additionally, the Roman historian Tacitus wrote in regards to the originator of Christianity, he said, quote, "Christ had been executed in Tiberius's reign by the governor of Judea, Pontius Pilatus," end quote, which is virtually exactly what the New Testament documents say. Oh, make no mistake about it, Jesus lived on earth. There's no serious question from any historical view about that. In fact, just notice the calendar. What do the years 2012 AD, 2013 AD, 2014 AD mean? Well, the letters AD stand for the Latin terms Anno Domini, meaning in the year of our Lord. All time revolves around the fact that Jesus lived. Does he still exist? His faithful followers died martyrs' deaths because they preached that he rose from the dead and ascended into heaven. Well, Jesus lived on earth, and he still lives today in heaven, waiting to return and take his followers back to heaven with him. Will you be one of those faithful followers?